Hey, what's up, folks? This is about Mr. Andrew Tate. Now, I ain't got nothing against Andrew Tate. I'm sure if we were at the bar, we'd probably have a couple drinks together. Um, there's another fella here on YouTube. His name is Derek Frederick, and he's a crybaby about this and that. At least Andrew's not a crybaby. I'll give him that. So that's cool. But there's certain things that Andrew Tate says that I fundamentally disagree with. Like, I really don't like the way in which he presents some of these ideas that he has. He's telling these ideas as if you have to do them. It's like, excuse me, I will live my life however I want, thank you very much. If you'd like to advise me, that's fine, but don't tell me how to live my life. I find it very annoying. I'll tell you what, Andrew, if you want to tell me how to live my life, here's an idea. Why don't you pay my bills for me? And then you'll have plenty of authority to tell me how to live my life. But I'll bet you won't do it, will you? No, I didn't think so. It's like, he says, well, I agree with him on this. Your life is going to be hard as a man, whether you're, a loser or very wealthy. However, I disagree in that you could still be about it and you could still be a bad motherfucker and you don't have to be rich to do it. Don't listen to him. I mean, Jesus wasn't wealthy and he was about it and pretty famous, right? Exactly my point. Or like Gandhi, I don't think he was wealthy. Maybe he was. I don't know. And being top G, well, being top G is all good and dandy and everything. There's only one problem. Being top G isn't always a good thing. Hitler was top G. Remember that guy? The guy in the mustache man in Germany? He was top G, wasn't he? Exactly my point. He was a pretty weird guy, though, and he was up on some evil shit, to say the least. And we're just going to leave it at that. But anyhow, like Andrew and I would fundamentally disagree on cars. He says, well, you got to have a fancy car. It's like, motherfucker, I'll drive whatever the fuck I want. I'll drive a rusty old fucking piece of shit van from the fucking 90s. Like that one out there. And guess what? I could have $1 billion in the bank and I would probably still drive that thing. Maybe I'd drive a semi-truck too. Like own a semi-truck and use it as a car. Or maybe buy a collectible or something like that. But Bugattis, man, that's a fucking waste of money. And he says, well, don't trust a man who's rich and doesn't spend it. Like, whoa, 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 whoa. It's their money. They can spend it how they want. I thought, wait a minute. I thought that's what you were all about, spending your money how you want. Like, whoa, 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 whoa. If it's my money, I'll spend it how the fuck I want, thank you very much. I'm about it. I'm a truck driver, and I love what I do. I have a truck driving fetish. I masturbate thinking about certain types of truck driving. I ain't gonna lie to you. I love what I do. That's the problem. I work, but I like what I do is the problem. I even fetishize what I do. But he's right. It would be nice to be able to make money while I sleep, which while I take his course, I'm going to think about it. I don't like the idea of being pressured. Oh, limited time, blah, blah. I don't like that idea. I don't like being rushed. Okay, that's not what the fuck I'm into. I know he likes his high pressure bullshit and like being super hyper competitive. I don't. I like a more laid back existence. And if you don't like it, go fuck yourself. Because I do what the fuck I want. Okay? I'm not into all that hyper competitive fucking bullshit. Okay? I'm not on a fucking football team. Okay, bud? There you go. I mean, you gotta compete in life whether you like it or not, but I'm not into like the hyper competitive shit like what he's into. Fuck that, man. No. I'm trying to enjoy my life, thank you very much. But he was right about one thing. As a man, your life is going to be hard. Whether you're a loser. Well, he said something about being invisible. I'm not going to be invisible, motherfucker. Let me explain something. I used to write a fucked up comic book. I'm going to start over and write Smiley's Corner. It'll be the most diabolical comic book in the fucking world. Yes, called Smiley's Corner. I'm going to begin work on it very soon. It'll be the best of its kind. Notice I said of its kind. Because it's a unique piece. And I don't give a fuck what anybody in the world has to say about it. Okay. And not to mention, every time I go out to the bar, I have a presence. Believe me when I tell you. But anyway, he's like, well, you know, if you're successful, you have a woman that loves you. Again, I do bachelor life. I had a girlfriend. I had a couple of them. And by the time I was done with both of them, I wanted to throw them both out the window. I didn't do it, but I was about ready to throw them out the window. I like being single because I could do what the fuck I want. Now, so the way I live my life, I live for my own path and purpose. If I decide to have a wife and kids, that's cool. But this is my movie and they're in it. That's the way I look at it. So my life is fulfilling with or without them. It doesn't matter. Okay, so don't sit there and try to tell me I need one for my life to be fulfilling. You don't fucking know me. I live how the fuck I want. That's just what I do. Now imagine if I had Andrew's money. I wouldn't buy all the stupid shit that he buys. I wouldn't buy mansions. I'd buy warehouses and rent them out to trucking companies. I wouldn't buy supercars. I'd buy semi-trucks and start a trucking company. Or maybe, you know, buy a bunch of pickup trucks and trailers and start a lawn mowing business. God, he's a fucking waste of money anyway. What a fucking waste of money. You want to waste your money? Hey, it's your money. But, you know, he says, oh, well, girls don't like guys who drive Toyotas, blah, blah, blah. That bullshit. Listen, a Toyota Camry's a nice car. Do you want to know why? Because it beats the fuck out of walking. So he said, why don't you get a nice house? My house is nice. You want to know why? Because it beats the streets. That's the way I look at it. It's like, listen, you could be, but him and I could agree on one thing. You could go through life and you could be a fucking crybaby and boo-hoo, or you could fucking be about it. I'm about it. Whether I have money or not. Whether I have money or not is none of your fucking business anyway. I was doing really good for a while, actually. Am I now? I'm not going to fucking tell you. It's none of your fucking business anyway. And if I had his kind of money, I would not be stupid enough to go out there and brag about it. Because you're making yourself a target. That's just stupid. Going out there and bragging about having all this money and calling people brokies. Let me explain something to you, dude. I mean, I like you and everything, but you're going to make yourself a target doing that shit. That's really stupid. You don't go and calling people brokies. That's not nice, dude. I mean, but it's also stupid because if you're going out there bragging that you got all this money and calling people brokies, you know, eventually, you know, no matter how big and bad you are, there's always somebody bigger and badder than you. And I'm just letting you know that it's a thing. There are some people out here you don't want to fuck with. You know, I'm just making a point. And like I said, I have nothing against the man personally. If I saw him at the bar, I'd probably hang out and probably have a drink with him. Why not? But there's just certain things I fundamentally disagree with. Now, whatever Andrew does with his bitches, that's his business. You know, that's on you. Whatever. That's your business. Ain't none of my fucking business anyhow. You know, you can have as many fucking girlfriends as you want. I don't care. Whatever. You can have 100 fucking kids if you want. I don't care. That's your fucking business. But you're not going to tell me I have to. What if I don't want any kids? I don't want any kids because, number one, I don't really like them. Okay, I ain't really got nothing against them. I have nothing against children. I just don't like the financial burden. I don't like the screaming and these little fuckers running around and breaking shit in my house. I don't like it. I'm not into it. Okay? I'm not into being married. Like, fuck that. I want my money to be mine. I mean, there are certain women I might make an exception for, but generally speaking, I like to do me. I like my money to be mine. I like to do what the fuck I want. And somebody said, well, you know, if you wear this, blah, blah, blah. Listen, motherfucker, I'll wear whatever the fuck I want. I'll walk outside in a fucking dog costume if I want to. Just don't tell me how to fucking dress, okay? Well, you can if you want to, but I ain't gonna fucking listen to you. I'm just gonna wear what the fuck I want. I'll wear a trench coat if I want to. I'll wear a bathrobe if I want to. I'll wear a fucking dog costume if I want to. And that's just how it is, okay? But anyhow. Anyway. You know. But, like I said, certain things he's right about. I agree with him on a lot. And then there's certain things I think are kind of silly. Like, you know, having to have all these supercars. But realistically, he's right about one thing. You don't actually have to have a supercar to get bitches. I've hauled bitches in that van over there, just so you know. Confidence is the key. Exactly. He's right about that. Now, His brother Tristan, on the other hand, I think has kind of got the right idea. He is just about it whether he got money or not, and his favorite car is a 1970 Lada. That's something I would drive. I would actually rather drive a Lada than a Lamborghini, to tell you the truth. That's cool. I like that. But I like that van out there. It needs some TLC. I get it. Here's something I thought about doing. Buying a Ford Ranger and putting a Lamborghini engine under the hood, if I could fit it. I don't know if I'll be able to fit it, but I know that's like Lamborghini sacrilege. But hey, if it's my money, I'll do what the fuck I want with it, right? Exactly. And, you know, some people like me and some people don't. Well, you can't be friends with everybody. It's like even Andrew will tell you that. You can't be friends with everybody. But like I said, I mean, I don't know. He does what he does, and I do what I do. Would we get along? Probably. I don't know. I guess. I don't know. I ain't got nothing against him. It's just certain things he says just kind of rub me the wrong way. Other things I can agree with, I can get down with. You know how that goes. And he said, well, you know, a lot of people say, oh, if Elon Musk has all this money, you know, it's so bad when there's people starving to death out here. Now, he kind of does make a good point. I mean, like, well, yeah, it's his money. He can do what the fuck he wants with it. Should the rich pay more in taxes? Of course they should, but you try telling them that. I mean, if I was a fucking multi-billionaire like that, I would definitely feed the poor. I would. And you would? Of course I would. Duh. Why? So these motherfuckers would be beholden to me. What do you think? You didn't think that far ahead, did you? Like, if they did away with SNAP benefits, and you're a billionaire, and you inspect all these people's fridges and buy them groceries, you'll be the most popular motherfucker in town. Hell, you might even have bitches wanting you to put babies in them. Well, I don't know, well, that's a bit of a stretch. I just made that shit up. I'm just being fresh. But anyhow, come on. You didn't think that far ahead, did you? Oh, even Andrew didn't think that far ahead. Come on, dude. How do you think, you know, I mean, Saddam Hussein did. Yes, that's right. Saddam Hussein actually would go to poor people's houses, inspect their refrigerators, and if they didn't have enough food, he had his fucking guys bring them groceries and fill their fridges up. Even Saddam was smart enough to understand that sometimes it's actually in your best interest to share the wealth, you see. But again, a lot of you motherfuckers didn't think that far ahead, did you? No, you didn't. No, because you just all caught up in your own elitism that you kind of forgot. These poor people could drag me out by my ears and beat the fuck out of me with baseball bats. Yeah, you kind of forgot that part, huh? Yeah, something like that. That's why it's probably not a good idea to brag about how much money you have and call people brokies all the time. That's not a good idea. That's not smart, dude. That's like waving a little red flag in front of a fucking bull when you're in the ring with it. It's not a good idea. Just letting you know. That is not a good idea. That's almost like tying a stake to your fucking belly with a bunch of fucking tigers in the room. That's just not very smart. This is not very smart. Some guys get so caught up in this macho bullshit that they forgot to use their fucking heads. Yeah, something like that. But anyhow, that's enough of that. Anyway, that's all I have to say. And will I take his course? I don't know. Maybe. Let me think it over. And don't try to pressure me. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. I don't know. I don't know. I guess, I don't know. With my luck, he'll probably reject me with my luck. But take care.